Hello everybody, Tyler here, all things archery and shooting. I got another vintage bow review for you today. On the bow we're reviewing today, I just got this in the mail. I got it from eBay. I paid $25 for it, plus $15 shipping, so about 40 bucks I have in this bow. I like buying my bows from eBay because some pretty good deals off there. But anyway, the bow I have here is a 1970 vintage Ben Pearson Pony 7020 bow, rated for 35 pounds, okay? It is a AMO of 60 inches, and that weight at 35 pounds comes in, is rated at 27 inches, not 28. This bow is rated at 27 according to my research I've done on it. So again, it's a Ben Pearson Pony 7020, 1970 vintage, 60 inches AMO. It's the Pony, and it's 27-inch draw at 35 pounds. Okay. This bow could be shot either left-handed or right-handed. It was an ambidextrous bow, I guess you would call it. Ben Pearson put this out as an inexpensive bow for hunters and target shooters. The bow was sold new in 1970 for $22.50. And the reason I can tell is in 1970, they only made this particular bow. They made the Pony for several years, but this particular variant Pony made for 2 years. And the reason I'm saying that is because for 2 years they only used this type of rest, which is a Delwyn nylon peg rest. This rest basically runs completely through the bow. And the 1970 model had an arrow on it, the 1969 did not, okay? So I can tell this is a 1970 because of that arrow logo there, all right? In 1969, they had a little smaller logo that pointed to the left or to the right, not that big round one, all right? So it's a 1970 vintage. Came with the bowstring, it's a Dacron bowstring, it's not designed for fast flight, okay? It uses according to Ben Pearson catalogs, imported hardwoods to make the bow, but it does have 2 layers of laminate in the limbs, and it uses white fiberglass on the belly and the back. That's something that Ben Pearson and most other manufacturers got from Fred Bear. He designed the glass backing on these bows back in the late 50s, and by mid-60s, every bow that came out was glass backed. Okay, so Ben Pearson and Fred Bear, they do each other. They collaborate on several different innovations and things like that. So actually, here's a funny story. Ben Pearson, his broadheads were first made in 1938, and they were using a punch mill system. Fred Bear got the idea from him to make his Bear superhead. So they kind of swapped ideas back and forth between them. And there was really no, from what I understand, there was really no like infighting between all the bow manufacturers back in the early days of archery, because the sport was just getting underway and they couldn't get it started, which is quite a bit different than what they do nowadays, you know. I mean, everyone's like, you know, corporate espionage and hiding their stuff and claiming they did this, claiming they did that, claiming theirs is the best. You never heard back in the day these old bowers like Ben Pearson, Howard Hill, Pope and Young, Fred Bear, Fasco, Black Hawk, any of those guys, you never heard of coach coming out and bad-mouthing another competitor's bow. They all worked together back in the 50s and 60s to bring archery to what it is today, and we've got to thank them for that sport that we have now. So I wish they would be more like that, but nowadays you'll never have that. All this corporate espionage, and everything, it's just ridiculous. So, but anyway, that was back in the day when things were a lot different. So anyway, this bow is sold as an inexpensive hunting bow or target bow. Okay. Ben Pearson offered 2 rests for this bow. This is the nylon Delwyn rest. I guess it's the Delwyn or Delwyn rest. Basically, it's a nylon peg that's punched back left or right through it, and you could adjust how much arrow you had on it by punching your rest further out or further in with a small hammer. The other rest they made was basically similar to this rest, except it was had a roller wheel on both of it. It's basically a peg went through with a screw in the top with a roller wheel on it. At least that's the way it looks like in the catalog. I've never seen one, but that's what it said in the 1970 catalog. And the roller rest is supposed to be a lot more, you know, less resistance, but I bet it was pretty loud though. Unless they oiled it up really good. But that was the 2 rests they offered this bow. It does not have a bow shelf. It's a very thin grip for shooting left-handed or right-handed. Okay, very light bow. I put it on my scale. It only weighs 1 pound 8 ounces, so it's a super light bow. I mean, it really is light. I mean, I'll be curious to see how fast the bow is. I know Ben Pearson was known for making some pretty fast bows back in the day. He was known as one of the fastest manufacturers of bows. All his bows are really quick. And I've shot other Ben Pearson before that have been super quick. So I'm curious to see how fast this bow is going to move. Arrows we're using for this bow, I have these arrows here I built for another review I did on another bow, which was another 35-pound bow. These are Port Orford cedar arrows. They're 5/16. This one weighs 438 grains. I got my grain matching. It's always on my wrap here. All right. They use it's kind of nice. It uses a what I call a converter point. It's a new updated thing. You can actually put screw-in tips onto a wood arrow. So it's pretty nice. Gives the arrow good FOC too. On this arrow, it's pretty good. Everyone consider FOC for hunting or target practice is about probably 20-21% FOC, so it's not too bad. Okay. Uses 4-inch turkey feathers, boning speed knock. All right, and it's got 3 coats of tung oil on it. All right, and 1 coat of polyurethane. So this will be what I'll be shooting out of this bow. Now let's go ahead and check the weight on this bow, and then I'll check it on my artillery machine, and then we'll see how it compares. Remember, it's a 50-year-old bow, and it's supposed to be 35 pounds. But also remember, this bow is measured 27 inches to get 35 pounds. So nowadays they measure 28 inches, and that didn't 28 inches to become like standard. My understanding until early 70s, like 72, 73, all the manufacturers got together and came up with one rating. The thing all be the same. That's when 20 inches came out. But before that, there was most companies were still using 28 inches, but Ben Pearson used 27 on his bows. Okay, so let's go get it measured and see what the weight of the bow is. Okay, we'll use my handheld scale first, and then what we'll do is we'll take it out to my tiller machine in my back shop there and measure on the tiller machine at both 27 and 28 inches. But my draw length is 29.5, so let's see what it comes up with my draw length. Okay. All right. It's got a real smooth draw to it. I don't feel any stacking at all. Okay. All right. All right. According to my draw, it comes in right at 39 pounds. Okay, for this bow. Okay. Now let me go take it on my tiller machine. I'll be right back. Okay. On my tiller machine at 27 inches, it comes in right at 35 pounds. At 27 inches, at 28 inches, it's pulling just under 37 pounds. And okay, so it's still accurate, still holding its weight. Pretty impressive for a 50-year-old bow. Let me get you guys a close-up of this bow. Okay, this is, like I said, here's how you can tell it's a 1970 because of that arrow logo there. The 1969 model had a smaller logo on the side. Now this particular bow was only made 2 years, but they did make the pony for several years. But this particular variant was made for 2 years, 69, 1970, all right? But there's that Delwyn nylon butt rest I was telling you about. See how thin that grip is right there? I mean, really super thin. You see how that rest punches through both sides? You just tapped it left or right. If you're shooting for right hand, like I said, for now, you would tap it further in. If you look real close, you can see it's got a little bit of a guide right there. That's why you want to punch in a little bit. But anyway, so it's a real thin grip. It's lightweight. It's got belly on the back, white fiberglass on the belly and the back of the bow. I don't see any spalling on the glass at all. It's in really good shape. Okay. I mean, the tips are in really good shape too. They're really clean. All right. And if you look here, you can definitely see the 2 layers of bamboo in there. As you can see, not bamboo, I'm sorry, 2 layers of the exotic hardwood. All right. Here's the rating on it, 35 pounds, 7020. And here's your pony logo. Okay. Ben Pearson Pony, 7020. All right. Here's that really thick, how thin that grip is. I mean, it's super thin. You use it right hand or left hand, but a really thin grip on it, okay? Come to the top of the bow here. Again, no sprawling, no cracks in the glass. So it's in really good shape. Tips are really clean. They're not messed up or dinged up or banged up. So this bow was shot. I don't think it wasn't abused. It was taken care of really well. All right. So you can see if you're shooting left-handed or you shoot it right-handed, it make a difference with this bow. All right. All righty. Okay, Well, let's head out to the range now and put this bow through its pace to see how it shoots, okay? Then we'll go rake the bow on my rating scale like I always do. But I mean, $25, I really can't complain. The bow's a good looking bow, it's clean. It's a pretty bow, I think. I like the old school wood. The finish on it though, it's not like a matte, it's kind of a bright, glossy finish. Something I don't like about the bow. But again, this bow was sold as an all-around generic target hunting bow type thing. So, all right. Well, that's been the Ben Pearson Pony 7020. Let's head out to the range now and put her through her paces, okay?